You may have thought election season was over in North Carolina, but it's only just begun.
And students at UNCP get the travel opportunity of a lifetime. I'm Brianna Goins.
And I'm Terrence Jeffries. You're watching Carolina News Today.
The search for a new dean for the College of Arts and Sciences has concluded. Dr. Jeff Frederick from the Department of History has been appointed to the position formerly held by Mark Canada, who took a provost job in Indiana. Frederick has been on the faculty at UNCP since 2003. Chancellor Cummings made the announcement at the April Board of Trustees meeting. Frederick will take over from interim Dean Meredith Storms on June 1st. Frederick has chaired the History Department for 2 semesters and recently won a UNCP Outstanding Teaching Award.
Over the weekend, Student Affairs held their annual Family Day Carnival type event, but this year they rebranded it and changed the location. Festival at Old Main, as they called it, benefited from the beautiful weather and the shade offered on the quad. Campus and community members enjoyed free food, entertainment, a hands-on reptile experience, and a lot of jumping in the inflatables. The annual event was originally created to recognize non-traditional students and their families, but the theme this year was celebrating community.
Research can take a scholar to many different places. For one professor at UNCP, it's taking him back to the Middle East, and this time he's taking students with him. CNT producer Crystal Dean tells us about a unique opportunity for one political science professor.
Dr. Kirill Buman is a professor in the Political Science and Public Administration Department at UNCP. Recently, Dr. Buman traveled to Oman, located on the Arabian Peninsula, on a research fellowship.
The fellowship came from the National Council on U.S.-Arab Relations and Prince Al-Walid bin Talal, a royal prince in the Saudi royal family. And the fellowship was specifically designed for scholars, for academics from various fields in social sciences to come to Oman to expand intercultural exchange between the United States academics and Omani academics and government officials, and then actually to bring some of those experiences back home and help spread the message, so to speak, to educate the American public about the Arab world more generally and Oman specifically.
The fellowship was to explore the development of the United States relationship with the Sultanate of Oman. During his travels, he was exposed to the culture of Oman and the political challenges the area faces. He interacted with high-ranking government officials.
It was really illuminating to see how frank those officials were about the problems that Oman was facing due to its oil dependence and about the necessity of reforms. So it was a very interesting experience, and I would say that this really made this trip completely unique in comparison to a lot of other trips that I've taken.
In light of his experience, Dr. Buman decided that he would take students to see Oman through a course in the Political Science Department.
But I felt that the best way to impart the knowledge and the experience was by actually taking students there.
The course is titled Regional Area Studies Oman. It will be a course students can register for with a lecture starting in August. After the semester ends, students will travel to Oman as part of a study abroad trip. Dr. Buman says this will be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Students will have access to government officials throughout the trip, as well as cultural immersion. For Carolina News Today, I'm Crystal Dean.
Students can still register for the class, which is referred to as Political Science Special Topics in BraveWeb. The estimated cost for the trip is $3,700 with all meals, housing, and airfare included.
Absentee voting began last week for the June primary in North Carolina for 16 congressional districts, including District 9, where Scotland and Robinson counties now fall. The June primary resulted from a court order to redraw district lines that have been gerrymandered by race. The State Board of Elections is urging people to vote by mail so that high school graduations and summer vacations don't keep people from going to the polls. Standalone primaries like this one suffer from low voter turnout, yet the state Supreme Court is another primary race being determined on June 7th.
A state senator wants to put the fate of North Carolina's so-called bathroom law in the hands of voters. There's been a backlash against House Bill 2 that was signed into law last month. Among other things, it bans transgender people and everyone else from using public bathrooms that don't correspond to their biological sex. One state senator now is saying, let the people decide.
This was the scene on Monday as protests raged. 24 hours later, it's like night and day, but the embers are still smoldering.
They have a out-of-control fire to put out.
The opposition's anger against HB2 is still hot, but a Democratic bill to repeal it, less than a day old, may have already flamed out.
No, I don't think it'll be heard. No, I think it's dead in the water. Yeah, it'll have to be a Republican solution.
However, an openly gay Democrat who just joined the legislature yesterday says there's still some smoke rising from the ashes.
Asheville just lost a $1.5 million conference. That's just a drop in the bucket of what we're going to see. So I really believe that as session moves on, as we continue to sustain this economic loss, that there's going to have to be consideration for Representative Jackson's repeal bill.
The man in the Senate who controls the bill's path once it crosses the aisle says there's no appetite to change it.
Our caucus seems pretty well dug in.
But in an exclusive to News 13, Senator Apodaca says he may just put that vote to the people.
If it was up to me, I'd just put it out to a vote of the people. Let them decide what they want to do. And I floated that idea. You know, let's put it on the ballot and get it over with once and for all. You know, if the majority wants this, fine. If they don't, fine.
The HB2 economic boycott of North Carolina does not seem to extend the pharmaceutical industry. Aro Bendo Pharma USA has announced 275 new manufacturing jobs will come to Durham. The New Jersey-based company makes generic pharmaceuticals. They're investing about $32 million in a new research and development facility that will employ production operators, quality control specialists, and scientists. The company is part of a conglomerate headquartered in India. They'll bring an annual payroll of about $17 million to Durham County.
A plan to consolidate the schools in Robeson County has been getting mixed reviews. The proposed plan would close 30 schools and renovate 5. The plan also includes construction of 13 new schools, plus a new career and technical high school. County residents who oppose the plan say they want new schools, but not by packing students into fewer schools. Parents are worried about long bus rides and the loss of a sense of community when neighborhood schools are closed.
Governor Pat McCrory has rejected the Obama administration's request to reverse state-imposed business sanctions on Iran. North Carolina bans investments in Iran by state and local government agencies, including the state retirement system. McCrory signed that legislation in 2015. The law also prohibits government contracts from being awarded to businesses with ties to Iran. The federal government lifted sanctions against Iran in July after striking a nuclear arms deal. Republican legislatures in more than a dozen states crafted their own business sanctions in opposition to the treaty, which they say subsidizes a regime that sponsors terrorism. A Brave Star defensive end prepares for the NFL draft.
And UNCP athletes tell us the inspiration behind some of their ink.
CNT Sports with Dolphus Pearson is up next.
To express myself,
learn more about myself,
understand the world around me,
an escape from the outside world, feelings out on the page,
to give myself clarity.
Right, don't fight.
Write Club is a place where you can come to write, discuss, or whatever you want.
I am Mexican American. I am a leader.
I am a minister of the gospel.
I'm a future doctor.
I am equal.
I am an American Indian.
I am educated.
Yo soy de Puerto Rico.
I am strong-minded.
I am a Christian.
I am an artist.
I am a college student.
I am a mother.
I am unique.
I am a gamer.
I am loud.
I am me.
I am an African American,
and I will be heard.
After a fourth-place finish in the Peach Belt Conference Championship,
The 28th ranked Braves golf team will be represented in the NCAA Super Regionals in Pensacola for the 5th time in 6 years. UNCP will send Ashley Thompson, who is returning to the tournament after a 42nd finish 2 years ago as a freshman. She says if she can make top 10 at regionals, she's on her way to Texas in the fulfillment of a lifelong dream.
If I were to make nationals, I'd probably go crazy because it's always been a dream of mine since I was little, before I went to college and all that, setting my goals. And so making it to nationals would be a great accomplishment and something I've always dreamed of doing.
This week is the NFL draft, with several elite collegiate athletes around the country waiting for their chance to go pro. Even UNCP's own star defensive end, Mike Keck, could be getting a call from the league, posting impressive combine stats, such as 28 reps on the bench press, a 4.6 40-yard dash, and a 36-inch vertical jump. Keck grabbed the attention of several scouts. Keck says if he gets drafted, he'll be headed straight back to the gym.
Next day after I get a call, the next thing I'm going to do is hit the weight room, hit the training facility, just because I only got one opportunity, so might as well, embrace it and, and give myself the best chance. I don't want to celebrate, I just want to, just keep my head down type deal and do what I'm used to doing.
UNCP men's and women's track and fields team both participated in the Peach Belt Championships, coming in 4th overall. The Braves met records in 3 events and ended the final day of championships with 5 event titles and an impressive 25 top 3 finishes. UNCP's Janelle Brown was recognized as the Peach Belt Women's Field Athlete of the Year, reaching a meet record while coming in 1st place in both the shot put and discus throw. Corey Jones and Gianna Q both achieved meet records in the men's and women's high jump, each taking 1st place. Zeke Hoggs also walked away with the 1st place finishing the triple jump. Having been swept by USC Aiken in their last homestand, Braves baseball had a chance to sweep Augusta on senior day. Augusta had hot bats in the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings, racking up 13 runs during that span. Braves starter Daniel Batts had his struggles, giving up 7 runs on 13 hits, including a couple of walks, in just over 4 innings on the hill. Augusta will go on to give the Braves their 15th conference loss of the year, winning 18-7. This is the first time the Braves have finished with a losing conference record since 2012. The 5th-seeded UNCP women's softball team played their final game last week, losing 6-3 to number 1 seeded North Georgia in the Peach Belt semifinals. Taylor Gerhardt led the Braves to 3 hits and 2 runs, but the Nighthawks used 5 extra base hits to dominate the Braves. North Georgia's lead was cut in half, however, following Gerhardt's 7th long ball of the season. The lead later extended to 6-1 in the 5th after the Nighthawks gained 2 unearned runs. The Braves ended their season with a record of 29, 24-1. Becoming the first squad in program history ever to advance to the semifinals. Now, most athletes have some type of lucky charm or tradition for before, during, or even after a game. Then there are some who have inked their body to remember why they play all out. CNT's Luke Nelson explains the story behind some UNCP athletes' tattoos.
Athletes have traditions or messages that they live by every day to help them psychologically. For Braves defensive end Mike Keck, it is both psychological and physical, as he showed off his artwork on the field when he became the single-season sacks leader last season. He says each tattoo resembles a different part of his life.
My tattoos also, I have some ego behind my tattoos, because on my bicep I have the Goddess of Victory, because I'm very cocky. I always think I'm going to go into a situation where I'm going to win, and then also the tattoo that I get the most heat for is the one on my back. I have the word team across it, which means like you put the team on your back, which means, so I get I don't know, just a prideful thing as well.
Braves guard Jahad Wright was the only Brave to rack up 14 offensive boards in one game last season. He also has tattoos that represent different parts of his life and the obstacles that he has hurdled that has got him to where he is now.
Most of it was motivating me through life, and a lot of it was through basketball too, against all odds. People told me I wasn't going to make it to play Division I basketball, and I did. But I ended up playing D2, but I got a scholarship to play. And I have a tattoo about fear. I used to be scared to do a lot of things on the court, and I just had to get over it. That's why I got that tattooed on me. So yeah, a lot of it's for game, some of it's for life too.
Both of these athletes share similarities and differences about why they got inked and what their experiences were getting their tattoos.
I asked my mom when I was in 9th grade if I could get one. When I first moved to North Carolina, she was like, no. she was pretty strong about it. Then I asked her again, like in 10th grade, she was like, I don't care. So I got my first one when I was in 10th grade. I mean, she don't got no tattoos. My dad don't have any tattoos. I think I'm the only person out of me and my 5 brothers, I'm the only one with tattoos.
My uncle's like a tattoo artist in Arizona, so growing up it was expected to get tattoos. My dad, he has 2 sleeves, my brother has 2 sleeves, my uncle has complete body. My mom even has a sleeve.
That's it for sports. Good luck to all of our Braves seeing postseason action. Now back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Dolphus, and congratulations to my co-anchor, Terrence Jeffries, for his upcoming graduation.
Thank you. And that's it for this semester of Carolina News Today.
Have fun at graduation, and we'll see you next fall.